Today I want to talk about one of our most useful emotions, and you'll probably be surprised to hear me say that's actually our anger. So it's likely surprising because anger isn't really an emotion that we talk about. It's certainly not one we talk about as useful, beneficial, that type of thing. Mm, we tend to be a little bit more uncomfortable with anger. So we're more likely to push people in the direction of suppressing it, softening it, making it more acceptable. And I really want to talk about that because I think it's the fact that we don't have these conversations. That's why so many people don't know how to use their anger positively or process it in a healthy way. So anger is so beneficial because it tells us what matters to us, right? We learn what we care about, what our values are, when we feel like people have crossed a boundary or when something just isn't okay with us. So that information is extremely helpful. It's just how we use it going forward. And so much of that has to do with the response in our nervous system. So some people have nervous systems that will overactivate as a response to a perceived threat. Overactivation is your fight and flight. It looks like getting defensive, controlling, like irritability, like big loud reactions. And then the opposite is underactivated responses, which are the freeze and fawn. So that's like people pleasing, saying yes when you mean no, over explaining, or just being in a place where you feel stuck or unable to speak or act or do anything. So for the people whose nervous systems tend to respond in an underactivated way, anger is actually really helpful because the anger creates a charge, which then mobilizes energy and helps you to be able to get out of the situation or to stand up for yourself, say no, those kinds of things. So the anger can be really helpful, and anger can tell us something and then we can just move on beyond it. Unfortunately, though, because anger can often turn into aggression, which we do need the odd time, but it's pretty rare that we really need things to go to aggression. I think a lot of people are afraid of their anger, right? They're afraid that they're going to lose control of it. So we do tend to suppress the anger. Either we're not comfortable expressing it or we tend to push it down. When we do that, it doesn't leave. It lands in the body and it shows up as chronic tension, pain, anxiety, burnout, resentment, tension, like all that type of stuff, which of course is less than ideal and can be detrimental in the long term. So really what it comes down to is the anger gives us helpful information. It's just a matter of how do we interpret the anger and how do we process it. So stay tuned for my next video that will have some actionable tips on how to do that.